Hey guys, GUNPLA newbie here. Since my previous detailing tutorial video was received pretty well and some people have requested for more, so I'm back with another tutorial video. Since I am still working on the arms for the upcoming Jesta video, again I hope you'll be done soon, I'll be showing you guys how I customize this plain looking part from this to this. As usual, I sand the surface so guide tapes can adhere better. Then I start off by adding some simple lines on this white empty space. As mentioned on my previous video, I like to start with the 0.15mm scriber. Nothing too crazy here as I'm planning to add some decals around this area. And scribing straight lines are, well, straightforward. If you have any questions about scribing straight lines, leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to answer them. Next up, I'll connect the two straight lines with this angled line. And then, I'm adding a long line to complete the pattern. But we are not done yet. I'm adding another parallel line just to make it a little bit more interesting. On the side note, these strands of plastic hair is an indicator of a sharp, good scriber. And finally, I'm adding another short line here just to break the pattern. And then, the initial pattern is now complete. Given the odd shape of the panel, it can be a little bit difficult to figure out a design. So sometimes it's easier to just hug the edges and then add details along it. To extend the design, I'm adding another long line here. And I wanted to try something new on this area. I'm going to lower this area into the shape of a rectangle and then connect it to the lines along the edges. To lower the surface, I used a wide chisel and started by stabbing the edges. And then I slowly scraped the area. It's important to not use too much force, otherwise the surface can be a little bit rough. You'll notice that I started from one side and then switches to the other side. I tend to do this so it's more balanced on both ends. And then I finish it off with a wider chisel to level the surface. I'll be extending the lowered surface to the other side as well. To trace the length of the lowered rectangle, I simply place guide tapes on both the edges and then place a long horizontal guide tape once I decided the width of the rectangle. And then I repeat the same process of lowering the surface. To add an additional dimension of detail, I decided to cut open a notch within the rectangle. The process of doing this is really similar. I stab the edges and then I place a piece of guide tape for the horizontal plane. It's a tedious process of slowly scribing until you break through the surface, but fortunately the surface is not really thick. Once I've broken through, I clean up the surface below with a wide chisel. Previously, I've talked about connecting the details from one side to the other side. With the completion of the lowered rectangle on both sides, I'll be adding a line connected to the rectangle and a notch at the end to complete the design. You don't want to leave the design stopping in the middle of nowhere. Pretty standard stuff. It's just a straight line and a horizontal notch at the end. Oh, something I almost forgot to mention. I scribed the edges of the lowered rectangle. This will give it the illusion that it's a separated part from the rest. I've always been a fan of adding foil stickers as sensors or indicators on the kit to add another dimension of accent colors to the overall design. I'm planning to do this onto this square surface. It's actually really difficult to do this as there's not enough surface area for guide tapes to stick on. So I had to do this without any tapes. With a wide chisel, I carved some straight stutter lines. I'm not too worried about getting perfectly aligned corners. I can just fix them afterwards once I have the shape that I wanted. Once I got the initial lines down, I start carving the center of the square, slowly adding layers of carved out plastic. Here comes the satisfying part. I switch to a narrower chisel and carve sideways to remove the accumulated plastic layers. I'll fast forward a little bit just to show how tedious it was to do this. With the combination of pushing and pulling motion with the chisels, I managed to get the shape that I wanted. This was really time consuming, but if you're up to the challenge, then give it a try. Let me know how it goes in the comment section below. The rest was just slowly carving out the edges to refine its shape. Next up, I'll prime the part to see if there's any mistakes or spots that I missed. Since I do this frequently, with the help of an easy to use pre-tint primer, it makes things a little bit easier. And it goes on really smoothly. You can get this primer from Angel Trend Trading, who generously sponsored this video. And it's finally done. Now, a quick disclaimer. This video serves as a guideline of what I did for this piece. I'm not really saying that any of these methods are the best way to achieve these effects. I've been told that some stuff that I did can be achieved with pla plating, which can be true, but I prefer working with chisels and scribers as I'm not really experienced with pla plates and I needed more practice to be more proficient with them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I also hope that it's useful in some way for you guys. As usual, if you would like to support my content or the channel, please check out the details on the description section below and subscribe for more contents in the future. See you guys next time and stay safe!